Hey, what's going on? It's Bill Burr, and it's time for the Monday Morning Podcast for Monday, May 16th, 2016. How's it going? How are you? How's your life? Are you liking your life? Are you enjoying your life? Do you hate your life? Would you like to make a change? Well, fortunately, there's a solution. With my new 7-part, 8-track tapes, I'll help you turn around your life by making me a rich motherfucker. First thing you do. Anyways, I am in a great fucking mood. It's actually Sunday when I'm recording this. It's Sunday, and I got the fucking juices flowing, baby! Juices are flowing. Blood is flying through my system right now. Heart rate is fucking wonderful. You know why? Because I worked out the last 2 fucking days in a row in my brand new garage fucking gym. Whoa. My new fucking gym. It's finally done. I went back and I picked up my my truck, you know, my old fucking Ford truck that I had in storage while they finished it. They did a phenomenal fucking job. I outfitted the whole thing with a bunch of Rogue Fitness shit, and I never fucking show you my house. I might have to make a video. I might have to show you. It's a little fucking gym. It's a little cute gym. I'll give you a little before and after. You know, I might even wear my leg warmers for you. I'll give you a quick fucking 2-second tour of the goddamn thing. I got my atomic holds up top, and I got to tell you, old Freckles lost a lot of what little he had. Holy shit. I went onto the pegboard. I felt like, you know, the first time you ever try to do a pull-up in your life, it's like you were born without those muscles because you never use them. You know what I mean? It's not like you go, oh, what's on top of the fridge? You know, what do? You jump up and down, use your calves. You don't grab the top of it and fucking pull yourself up. Your little stupid feet squeaking on the front of the fucking as you try to go up, which is cheating, by the way. And if you ever made a video of it and you put it on YouTube, I'm sure there would be hundreds of thousands of comments saying that it was an epic fail refrigerator pull-up. Because people like when you fail. You know why? Because they don't like themselves. Anyways, so it's done, and I'm so fucking psyched. Of course, there's a few little doodads we got to do. Nia wants an elliptical in there, you know, which is fucking hilarious to me because she could give a rat's fucking ass about this gym and until it started coming together. And now she loves it, you know? But what's great is it's the garage. And everybody knows that the woman, the wife, the fucking lady over there, everybody knows that they get the house. But the guy gets the garage. And see, the women think that they win because they got the fucking house, right? You don't want the house. The house is where all the responsibility is. The house is where the bills come to. The house is where the fucking people knock on the door and the cops come. They go to the fucking house. Nobody goes to the garage. The garage is fucking, it's genius. You know, you act like it's a shithole. Well, we'll go up to the garage. They're like, yeah, get out of the house. They don't give a fuck. You go into the garage, that's it. Yeah, just got no fucking idea. You wait till I get one of those little fucking kegerators out there. I'll be doing keg stands as I do curls, right? Taking in calories as I burn them off at the same time while getting shit-faced. It's this new exercise video that I'm going to be putting out. You know? I don't know what I would call it. You need alliteration, right? Drunk dips or some shit like that, right? Just to get people to buy it. Alcoholic aerobics. That's too wordy. Not too wordy. Too syllabally. I don't know. Whatever. I'll brainstorm on it. You know? All you got to do is just have a fucking headband on, and people will buy the video if you promise them you're going to help them out, right? You have a fucking headband on. They spray a little fake sweat on you, and then, you know, all you got to get is a couple of hotties behind you just smiling and shit, right? At the very least, somebody can jerk off to it, right? The next thing you know, they start flying off the fucking shelves, and then what do? You add on to the garage. You add on to the garage. I've told you guys forever, my dream fucking house. My dream house. I don't even know what the house looks like. I just know what the garage looks like. The garage, don't you see, as my dad loved to say, the garage, don't you see, would be a 3-car garage, right? One for me, one for her, and the other for whatever, for my old fucking truck. All right? And then upstairs. There'd be an upstairs. The upstairs would have a gym, it'd have a drum room, and a fucking cigar bar / fucking sports bar. That's what it would be. Okay? One door in, one door out. Maybe a fucking little ladder to go up onto the roof to barbecue, right? And I think if every fucking guy had that, there's no fucking way you couldn't be a happily married man, because you just could be in the house, you got your kids running around, everybody's freaking the fuck out, and I need a break. I want to be fucking single, without the who-is. I just want to fucking just sit and drink without you fucking people in my, what's left of my hair. That's where the upstairs comes in. And then you just go up there, you have a great time while you slowly kill yourself, And then with every cigar you smoke and every drink you have, you know that you're one step closer to death, which is a great thing because it's a release, I don't know. It started off happy. It got a little dark there towards the end. You wouldn't know that I'm a happily married man by saying all that stuff. But I also am, by nature, I am a fucking loner. And, I just need to get away from people every once in a while. And, oh, dude, that would be the fucking shit, Have a couple of cool fucking dogs. Those dogs that fucking lay around and like to howl, like a fucking bloodhound, right? Just sit there watching the game, getting hammered, soundproof walls. You can't hear your family, and you're just sitting in there. Every once in a while, you look over your fucking bloodhound. Hey, Rusty, woo! And the dog would join with you. Yeah, you fucking get it. You fucking get it, right? I hope you enjoyed that, because that fantasy, oh man, that's it right there. I don't know what it is. Some people want the White House. Some people want a fucking Oscar. And then some people just would like to be able to get a tan and have a 2-story fucking garage. That's it. I'm part of that third group. Part of the third group, everybody. So anyways, I fucking went down there, used all that Rogue Fitness shit that I bought. And like I said, these guys are not paying me or anything like that. They actually sent me those colorful weights. Now I don't know what the fuck to do with them because I have more weight than I need. So I got some stand-up shows coming up in the LA area. If you're building a fucking gym, and how do I make this a fair contest? I don't fucking know. If you're building a gym and you listen to the podcast and you want some colorful plates, some weights, I got them, because I was going to take it over to Play It Again Sam's or Play It Again Sports, whatever the fuck they are, but they're just so goddamn insulting. You know what I mean? If you think that bald-headed cunt on the pawn shop show, how we just fucking, you go in there, no matter, you got a bar of gold, and the guy's like, yeah, how much you want for this? You're like, well, the market value is fucking whatever, fucking $1,200 an ounce. Why don't you give me $1,000 an ounce? And he's like, so what do you really want for it? What, I want to fucking smash it over. Go fuck yourself. Like, what a fucking business. People coming in selling their old fucking hair dryers. Their ass out, right? And you got to fucking take as much out of their crack as you can. I get it. You know what? It's a business. I'm going too hard on that guy. God bless him. God bless him. All right? So Play It Again Sports is the same fucking way. You'll come in with something with the price tag still on it. And they'll go, yeah, I'll give you like $1.50. You know what I mean? It's just like, they make Richard Rollins look like a saint. These fucking guys bust you down so bad. It's like whatever you're selling them. It's like, how about I give it to you for free, but I get to hit you over the head with it first? How about that? Don't give me any fucking money. How about I just mush it right in your fucking... I'm not doing that. So I would rather give it to a podcast listener for free, but I'm not shipping these fucking things. It's like, I don't know what it is. I think it's 2 45-pound plates, 2 35s. I don't know what it is. They're fucking big and they're heavy. That's all I know. Whatever. They're free weights. So anyways, went down there yesterday. I did fucking chest and tries. Today I did the upper body stuff, all the body weight shit. Nia wanted this speed bag, which I thought was a little fucking stupid. You know what I mean? I always hated the speed bag, unless you're really training for a fight, you know what I mean? Then you go to your fucking cubicle. It always seems silly. It just seemed fucking disrespectful to people who actually fight for a fucking living. Like, the level of respect that I have for people that do that for a fucking living. Just the fucking courage it takes to do that. But, of course, now it's up there. And I'm down there. What did it? What did it? Fuck. I'm doing it. So now, of course, I'm going to get fucking obsessed with that shit. I don't know what it's going to do for me. I'm hoping it's going to bring my freckles out, you know. Anyway, speaking of fights, did anybody watch UFC? UFC fighting out of the red corner. Did anybody see the UFC 168? It was basically, I think, the USA or the world versus Brazil. And I think Brazil once again proved that they are, if you want to fucking get into a fight / be in the missionary position with another person, if you think you're coming out on top, it ain't happening. They pretty much dominated the fucking night, but except for this one guy, and I'm not going to know the names. And I actually tweeted the guy. I'm still not going to remember his name. He has a very fucking unique name. And he's fighting this guy, and this guy's making all these silly faces when he's going, and they're going like the Brazilian dude. I guess he was a champion, or he is a champion. That's right, he's a champion. And then he fucking, Jesus Christ, I was having a few when I was watching this. He was a champion, and he was supposed to fight. He got hurt, so he wanted to make sure he was 100%. So he's coming down, he's making all these silly faces and shit, and I just remember the announcers going like, look at him, this is like the biggest fight he's had in 3 years, and he's making faces at the camera, he's not even nervous, right? All of this shit, right? And then here comes the fucking white dude. He fucking, old Dudley Do-Right. He's got a police officer's haircut. You're like, this guy could have been a state trooper. And he's fucking coming down, and I'm like, all right, well, let's see what's going to go on here. The white dude seems to be in a little better shape. The Brazilian guy, surprisingly, for a champion, has a little bit of a dad bod. You know what I mean? And whatever, they start going at it, and, white boy's taking it a little bit. He's giving it back. He's taking it, whatever. Then all of a sudden, the Brazilian guy starts just running at him. And he fucking eats one, and then he regroups, and he starts running at him again. And this fucking guy, the white dude with the fucking state trooper haircut, he's backing up. And as he's backing up, he gives him just a little right there, Fred, with the fucking a right hook, right? Well, backing up. And this fucking guy just shut off this guy's hard drive. He just fucking pep, and that guy was just right down like a controlled implosion. You know, when they take down a fucking building and everybody for some reason can take off work to go down and watch it. You know, that's what they waste a sick day on. Like, hey, is there any way I can breathe in that fucking, what do you call that shit? Not asphalt. Oh, Christ. What the fuck do you call that shit? Asbestos, right? They can breathe it in. Anyways, he fucking just hit the guy. He just caught him the right way. I mean, granted, if he hit me with that, I mean, I would have been dead. There'd be no podcast ever again, you know? But he just caught the guy, I guess, right, and the guy just went right like a ton of bricks. He fucking went down, and the fucking white dude just lost it. You know, he runs over to his corner, climbs. I thought he was going to get on the fence. He went right up and over, hugged his whole team, and just kept screaming, I'm a fucking world champion. It was awesome. Oh, sorry, I just blew out your ears there. It was fucking awesome. Do I got this too high? I think it blew out my fucking ears. It was just fun to see somebody like that excited. And then, of course, they said that he was from Cleveland, so I tweeted out, Cleveland finally won a championship, and I think that's what I tweeted out or something like that. But congratulations to that guy who I'm not going to butcher his fucking name. It was awesome to see him win a championship. It's great for the city of Cleveland, right? And even though it wasn't a team sport, you know, if you're in Cleveland, you got to be, you won't be thinking this because you guys, you know, you've been beaten down by the sports gods for so long that you guys really, you're afraid of having hope. But I remember reading about Christopher Columbus when he came over to the Americas, which he thought was, I don't know, India? I don't know what the fuck he thought. Before he got to land, there was a couple of branches. Before he got to land and he started either, you know, being nice to people or chopping off people's hands because they wouldn't give him their gold fillings. depending on what movie you believe. You know, I always love that. New studies find, it's like, where the fuck was this information? Was it on a cocktail napkin and somebody finally looked at it? Huh? Did you find one of those scrolls? Was it written by somebody? Hey, by the way, this is what really happened, and somebody just kept it for years, and they just let the lie go and go and go, and then, or maybe the people that survived what he did, they had their shit written down. I don't know. I think I'm fucking way off track here. Where the hell am I? Oh, yeah. So anyways, either way, before he fucking got to land, and either was a halfway decent guy or an absolute fucking war criminal, depending on what you believe. Either way, don't you get the day off? You know, sometimes people got to die to get a fucking day off, you know, when you really think about it. Anyways, the fuck was I talking about? Yeah, you see some fucking branches and shit. So there you go. A guy from Cleveland is a champion. All right, it starts with one. So now you got to be looking at the Cavaliers. I don't think they've lost yet. You know what's funny? Everybody in Cleveland right now is going, shut up, you're going to jinx it. All right, I'll shut up. Just saying. That's another weird city. Part of me wants Cleveland to win. But there's just such a hilarious misery to the Cleveland sports fan. I almost want to see it keep going. So I guess I'm going to be happy either way. I was really surprised that OKC beat the Spurs. Considering I just watched the Celtics, but I was hoping that Tim Duncan was going to get his sixth ring. You know, just so I'd have yet another thing to say to fucking Laker fans when they bring up Kobe Bryant. Well, another guy during Kobe's time, he won 6. He was a team player, that one. He really moved the ball around. Got everybody involved. Didn't need fucking 90 million free agents to come in and help him out every fucking year. All right, sorry. Anyways, let's plow ahead here. What am I talking about here? So congratulations. And I was disappointed with the Cyborg fight. You know what I mean? I was sitting there going like, yeah, I want to see this chick fight. I want to see and I got to tell you, the women's fights are usually better than the men's. I don't know why. They go at it like fucking alley cats. It's crazy. I just don't understand how you can just kick somebody with your bare foot and it doesn't hurt you too. You know, they should fucking have just regular people like me just go in and do MMA shit to each other and just watch us both crumble after the first strike. Punch once with your hand. Fuck. You know, you put it under your armpit. Anyways, but she fought some chick. She was like 8-6-1. So I'm like, what the fuck? She's going to destroy her. This is going to be over in the first round. And then lo and behold, Jesus, she fucking hits hard. She fucking was just raining punches. And the other woman was doing way better than I would have. One jab and I would have been on my back. But she was fucking eating them for a minute. And then she went down. And then there was a moment where she was always moving, but it looked like she was out, and the guy stopped the fight, right? Which he should have, I think, was right to stop the fight. So in the end, when they have the official decision, they cut to her, right? And everybody cheers. She's Brazilian. It's a hometown crowd. And when they cut to the woman who lost, she's like holding back tears, and she's just looking up. This is why I'll love this fighter forever. She was just looking up at the fucking, the Diamond Vision thing, whatever, the big screen, and she waited till she was on the scoreboard. And the second she was on the scoreboard, she just goes, I never fucking tapped. And the whole place booed her. She was so fucking mad. Which is understandable. I mean, I can't imagine training that fucking long and that goddamn hard. And then it's just over in like 3 minutes. It must have been brutal, but I don't know. She was great. She was all heart, so hopefully she'll come back or whatever. I don't know. I was really into that last one. And that Cleveland guy was hilarious. He was talking to everybody. He was like, and I know everybody here, you don't like me because we're in Brazil, but you guys make the sport great. He called them out on it. You're not voting for me because I'm because I'm from Cleveland. He should have been, but I'm from Cleveland. I'm used to this. Anyways, let's see here. I don't know if I have any advertising here. hang on one second. In the meantime, I'll tell you a quick story. You guys are all well aware that the genius Prince died. Did you guys see that? Did you get that in your papers? So anyways, out here in Beverly Hills, they're having an auction on one of his guitars. It's the yellow one that he did. Oh, what? How many fucking times I got to type in my fucking password? Come on. Maybe because I can't fucking remember it. I fucked it up again. Third time's a charm. I have to hum what it is or I fuck it up. Can you imagine being this dumb and actually fucking having your own gym? It's kind of dangerous, isn't it? All right, so they're auctioning off one of his guitars. It was the one that he used with the new Power Generation, the Cream album, I believe. And somebody bought it a few years ago. I can't believe it was even for sale, but some guitar collector, admittedly doesn't play him, he just collects them. He paid $30,000 for this fucking thing. So he says, I should read this word for fucking word. This is so fucking priceless. He says like the reason why he's selling it is because, it's become, with the passing of Prince, it's become so valuable that he's actually nervous to have it. He's nervous to own the fucking thing, right? Which it's just like, dude, why don't you just say, you know what? The guy fucking just died. Everybody's paying attention. This is a great time to sell this fucking guitar. I'm trying to make money off of this guy's death. Why can't you just say that? Here it is. Prince's guitar. All right, I got to read what this guy said. It's just so there's nothing wrong with it. You want to make a buck. Just, the guy died and I'm trying to make fucking money off of it. All right. Yellow Grr. Okay, he goes, I've been a Prince fan since I was a little kid, and that guitar always stuck out to me because it was super cool and stylish, said the current owner. He paid about $30,000 for it. He said, unfortunately, as morbid as it is, when people pass, their items become more valuable. I think something as valuable as this could be too risky to continue to have in my possession. He's worried about his safety. Get the fuck out of here, man. You're trying to make some money. Give me the loot. You're trying to make some money. That's so fucking creepy. It's a really cool looking guitar, but I don't think I could own a guitar of a dead person who was way better at playing than I'll ever be. I feel like that should be in like the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame so people can just go and look at it. Stay in your house. How fucking weird would that be? Just having people over and people going, is that? Yeah, that's Prince's guitar. I would immediately be whispering to my wife going, this guy fucking killed him. Let's get out of here. What the fuck does he have his guitar? It would immediately creep me out. But that's me. I'm a paranoid son of a bitch who wants a fucking 2-story garage. Sue me. Do I not have any fucking reads this week? I think I'm out of advertisers. I don't know if you guys have noticed, but I've slowly but surely pissed all of them off. Oh, well. Well, maybe I do have some advertising. He just hasn't sent it. Nope, I'm hitting the refresh button. I don't fucking see it. No, you know what? Why are they so sensitive? Don't they understand that if I shit on it, you guys actually listen to it and then maybe you'll buy it as opposed to just fast-forwarding through all of it? That's what I try to do. I mean, I'm trying to help them make money. All right? Now, what the fuck are you going to do? Speaking of guitars, I played for about 5-6 years and then I stopped over the last couple of years when the downstairs was being redone. And then I recently got back into it. But, this is the deal. I play drums. I fuck around on guitar. And I've always wanted one of those lemon burst fucking Les Pauls. I'm trying to find one, a left-handed one. I just think it's fucking, I don't know. But you know what kills me whenever I get a guitar, especially a Les Paul? I just start thinking of all the fucking great music I've heard coming out of that thing. And then when I pick it up, it's just like, oh, Jesus. Am I the asshole that just bought a fucking guitar he doesn't deserve? I think I am. All right, I'm going to pause here just so I can just fucking, if I get advertising later, I can just put it in here. Or maybe not. So maybe, let's see. Let's see what happens. All right, pausing here for some advertising that might be read later. All right, I'm back. Did I read anything? I don't know. I guess I'll find out later. Anyway, so it's only 4:27 here Pacific Coast time, and in 33 minutes, the Blues San Jose Sharks fucking game starts. And I can't tell you how fucking excited I am about this. And I already know how they're probably going to sell this game. It's a tale of two cities. Two cities that have never gotten over the hump. Their fans have had more heartbreak than a fucking blue and a fucking spear through the chest. But one thing's for sure. For one city, they'll be moving on to the Stanley Cup final. Not finals, as I always say. The Stanley Cup final. And for the other team, more misery. But neither one should be ashamed. They've both knocked off, between the two of them, the two perennial giants in the West with the LA Kings and the fucking Chicago Blackhawks, right? They're going to do some shit like that. Somebody is going to make it to the Stanley Cup final. I hate that it's the final. I like the finals. And I hate when people go, well, there's only one of them. There's only one of them. It's the NBA. Yeah, but there's 7 games. It's the finals, right? I'd have no problem with that, plural. That's a great thing, when people go, like, all those cunts over there in Europe or around the world go, why do you call it football? Ours makes sense. It's football. And then somebody goes, all right, if you want to be technical, you should call it feetball. You're using both your feet. Why do you call it football? There you go. You dribble, right, back and forth between your feet there. Why don't you call it feetball? Feety ball? Footsie? Why don't you call it footsie? In other words, why don't you go fuck yourself? Anyways, I am really excited about this, and what I would like to do, don't you see, is I would like to have one of my giant ice cubes with some fucking booze in it, because I booze hard on the weekends, because I fucking stare at a goddamn script all week before I come home and booze hard. Who's kidding who? My drinking is out of control. I think this is why people have children at some point in their life, because if you don't, you just drink yourself to death. I'll tell you, it's fun. It's a lot funnier than shit diapers. Anyways, I'm nervous about this one. I'm nervous. I had a belief that the Blues were going to get by the Blackhawks. I'm not kidding. I was surprised. And I had a belief that they could get by the Dallas Stars. And certainly with the goaltending issues, which I didn't even know they fucking had. It still went 7. So I figured this one makes sense that you get to the next each time, you get a little more tested. So I want to say whoever wins this is going to fucking win the Stanley Cup in the Stanley Cup final. But I was hanging out with Bartnick last night, and he knows more about hockey than I know about myself. And he was saying that he thinks Tampa Bay Lightning, even though their goaltender went down. So we shall see. I'm sticking with the Blues. Meet me in St. Louis. Meet me at the fair. I'm sticking with the Blues. That's my team. And because my real team, the Bruins, didn't make it. But I still love them. I'm going to be there again in October. And if they play the Blues, I'm not going to give a fuck if they beat them fucking whatever. 12-0. I won't give a shit. Speaking of which, somebody sent me something about, people always love to make points on all the dumb shit that I say on Twitter. Like, I mean, how many times do I have to admit that I'm a fucking moron, that you really don't need to correct me? I realize that I'm an idiot, but somebody goes, think there's not a lot of scoring in soccer, and sends me like one day's worth of fucking scores. It's just like, oh, okay, well, if you average it out, I think I'm right. You know what's funny about that fucking Leicester City championship? Do you know how they found out that they won a championship? Because 2 other teams played to like a 1-1 tie. There wasn't even a playoff. There wasn't even a fucking playoff. Like, here we go. This is it. We're down to the final 2 fucking teams. We're going to play for 19 hours, and hopefully at some point somebody's going to put the fucking ball in the net, in the goal, whatever. And then it's going to be over. Except there's going to be injury time that nobody knows what it is except for the fucking the refs. And everybody starts whistling. Right? They didn't even have that. They watched these 2 other teams play to a tie, and then everybody went crazy. That seems really anticlimactic to me. I think you want somebody to fucking kick the ball. It goes into the fucking... Somebody scores. Right? And then collectively, as sports fans, you all fucking bust your nut. When it goes in. Yeah, just a bunch of people walking around in scarves watching somebody get a fucking tie, and then you're excited about that? I don't get that. You know, you would think that a country that survived a fucking blitzkrieg, like that level of excitement in your fucking life, you'd think that your sports would reflect it. Maybe your fucking grandparents had enough fucking excitement for one lifetime and your lifetime too, so they just started watching that. I don't know. Or maybe I don't understand enough about the game and I'm just a fucking moron. Maybe that's what it is. I don't know. I have no idea. Whatever. Go get some fucking fish and chips and go fuck yourself. All right, let's read some of this bullshit here that I got from this week. Oh, by the way, I had a great weekend down, and before I get to this, I got an hour to fill, so don't worry about it. I had a great weekend. I've just been in a real slump as far as writing new bits, just because my life has ground to a halt here. It's like, you know, I'm not going out, I'm not doing anything. Like, my wife went to the Beyonce concert last night at the Rose Bowl, and I was actually thinking I should have gone, because there's no fucking way I wouldn't have got a bit out of that. I would have felt old. I would have felt stupid. I wouldn't know what the songs were. And she come out fucking whipping her weave around and shit. There'd be something I could talk about. Right? But instead I went down to the Comedy Store and I did a couple of shows. And I actually went out. This is for other comedians that are out there. And I was just so fucking sick of doing the same shit and trying to make it work. Every once in a while, if you just go out there and you're just not thinking anything and you just start fucking talking, it works way better and it breathes new life into all your jokes. I just kind of went out there, and which is a very terrifying thing to do if you've never done that in stand-up, because you really feel like you're, do you remember in like The Matrix, when Keanu Reeves, they're trying to convince him to fucking step off that building and he's not going to fall to his death? All he has to do is believe. Was it that movie, or was it fucking Battlestar Galactica, Moonraker? I don't know one of those space movies, right? It wasn't even space, but sci-fi. He had to like believe it, and if you believe it, then you're fine. If you don't believe it, you actually fall to your death. This is sort of one of those things, but of course you're not going to die. You're just going to, metaphorically die on stage. Is basic stepping off the building is basically just leaving your act behind and just fucking just talking. So I just went out there and I just started riffing on the fact that I made a smart move by not going to Beyonce, because, when I went to Lady Gaga with my wife, she was mad at me for like 3 fucking days after that one, in defense of me, which there really, really is no defense. I watched the Patriots. We lost, I think, to the Ravens in the playoffs during the day. So I was already drinking. I already had a good 6-pack in me. And then we took a car service to fucking Lady Gaga, and we went on the thing. And it was, I'm all about seeing the band. I want to see the drummer and all that type of shit. And she, on this tour, for whatever reason, it's her tour, it's her choice, whatever, she had him in like this house. There was a fucking house, and I couldn't see the drummer. There was like a window. I could kind of see his hands a little bit of his head, and that was it. And it was just like, what the fuck? I want to see the band. And I can't, it was so long ago, I don't remember what the fuck. But I just started telling that story and how I fucking pissed her off. And then if I went to the Beyonce thing, how I would just, when they sang like that independent woman song and everything, just the dirty looks I'd be giving most of the women there, knowing that they were full of shit and that they shouldn't be putting their hands up in the air, It was just a smart move that I didn't go. And my wife still has never gotten over my behavior at the Lady Gaga concert, to the point that I actually asked her to come on the podcast to talk about the Beyonce concert, and she just goes, no. And I tried not to laugh. I tried to hold it together. I go, what do you mean no? She goes, what do you think, I'm a fucking idiot? No. She goes, I'm not going on the podcast and giving you an opportunity to start trashing Beyonce. I'm not going to trash Beyonce. Okay? I have to admit, she started showing me video clips of the concert, and she had it like the way she was we were on the couch, so she's snuggling up next to me, so she's holding it kind of low to my, near my stomach, and like 3 times I started laughing, looking at the clips. And look, dude, I know she's way more talented than I could ever be. I don't even remotely put on a show like her, but there's just something funny to me about when everybody dances in unison and they have that, that angry look on their face. It's just the funniest. It's just like, what is the problem? They're coming up and they got their arms out, and they're doing that little fucking thing with their head and their feet are running. I can't even dance. Like, the fucking nerve of me to laugh at it, but it always strikes me. It's absolutely ridiculous. I understand why it's awesome and people appreciate it, but it's also really fucking funny. To me, I should say. I don't know why. Maybe, you know what? I'm just a cunt. Don't listen to me. So whatever. So I made a great fucking move by not going to that concert. Made a very smart. Married a couple of years, getting wise in my old. I just was just like, you know what? I can. That's the best when you start to know somebody and yourself well enough to be like, you know what? I see the fight coming. You know what I mean? It's like slipping punches, which is something else. Another reason why I suck at fighting is you could literally tell me on Thursday I'm throwing this punch at this time, and you would still not only catch me with it, you like your whole hand would, or foot or whatever. Would you? I just can't do it. Whatever. I stink at it. So I saw this fight coming, and I was just like, all right, no. And I gave my ticket away, and she took one of her girlfriends, so I looked good with the friends and all of that fucking shit. And I avoided a major fucking fight. And I just went on stage because I was like, I'm sick of my jokes. That was the point of this shit. I'm sick of my jokes. So whenever I get into these whatever you call writer's block, even though I don't write, whatever, just riff and block, I guess, because I just sort of wing my shit. I just say to myself, what am I thinking right now? What am I feeling? And I was feeling, thank God I didn't go to Beyonce because me and my wife would get into a big fight. So, and you know what's funny? I didn't even make that decision. I kind of, Dom Irera brought me up. He gives the best fucking intros. He said this fucking intro. He goes, this next guy coming to the stage, he never made me laugh. Immediately people are just dying. He just does that stuff. But, people seem to enjoy him. I don't know. I've written a lot of his stuff and just making me look like a complete asshole. So I went out there, and it wasn't until after I shook his hand that I was actually thinking of the first bit I was going to do. And I was just like, oh, God, I can't, it's going to feel like shit coming out of my mouth. I can't even say it. And then over the years of just knowing that trick, I was just like, what am I feeling right now? I'm glad I fucking did go to Beyonce because I get into a 3-day fight with my wife. And I just started talking about that. And it worked. And then I had this other chunk of material, and I did the last joke without even setting it up from the other shit, and it still worked. It just worked in a different way, and it was great. It made me fucking love stand-up again, because I was really, not like I would ever hate stand-up, but just this whole fucking writing every day. All right,
and now through the magic of technology, it's now 10:01 Pacific Coast time, and I'm watching the third period of St. Louis, San Jose. I taped the fucking game because I had a set to go to. I watched the first 2 periods, 2-1. St. Louis so far. All right, let's read these fucking ads and get on with the fucking watching of the sports here. All right, Blue Apron, everybody over there. You need to know how to cook, unless you got a broad in your life and she's old school, if you know what I mean. Not only do you feel like you know your way around the kitchen, but cooking at home means eating healthier and saving money instead of ordering expensive takeout all over again. But where do you start? Blue Apron has you covered, fucko, for less than $10 per meal. Blue Apron delivers all the fresh ingredients you need to create home-cooked meals. Just follow the easy step-by-step instructions. These meals actually look really good. I wish this was around when I was a single fella. Each meal can be prepared in 40 minutes or less. No overwhelming trips to the grocery store. No more sad takeout. No matter your dietary preferences, Blue Apron makes it a breeze to discover and prepare dishes like seared salmon with asparagus and new potato hash and creamy aioli right in your own kitchen. I don't even know what half of that is. What the fuck is aioli? Aioli! Fuck over here. Cook with ingredients that you've never used before, like watermelon radishes, farro, modal, and purple potatoes. And recipes are between 500 to 700 calories per portion. Delicious and good for you. Right now, you can get your first 2 meals for free at blueapron.com/Burr. That's blueapron.com/Burr. Hey! blueapron.com/Burr. A better way to cook. Oh, here we go. Me undies. No more sweaty balls. Do me undies. I'm drinking a Maker's Mark. Pour it down the front of my fucking underwear. It dries up real quick, and I don't care. My balls are drunk, and so am I. Buy these fucking panties, you queers. All right, MeUndies. Whether you're wearing a suit or Whether you're wearing a suit or sweats, you spend almost 24 hours a day in your underwear, unless you're Matthew McConaughey, and then you don't wear anything. You just run down the beach carrying a couple of ferns, whatever the fuck it is he does on Us TV. So that's a magazine. Anyway, but instead of making a statement like Superman's tights under his everyday clothes, your underwear is probably boring. MeUndies is here to change that. Well, you know what? Superman's underwear is pretty boring, isn't it? It's just red, you know? It's all he has his fucking name on it. That's when it gets interesting. Please include all of the following points. Why wouldn't I? You wrote it. I'm going to read it. Modal is pronounced modal. Every pair of MeUndies is made from sustainable modal, a fabric twice as soft as cotton, allegedly. Nothing can describe the fit and the feel of MeUndies. You got to feel it up against your balls to appreciate it. But once you try them on, you'll understand why they're called the world's most comfortable underwear. And if you don't love your first pair of MeUndies, they're free, no questions asked. MeUndies has dozens of styles and limited edition prints to help you make a statement with your underwear, whether anyone can see them or not. Remember Superman. They're really like marketing themselves towards the Comic-Con crowd, aren't they? Who gives a fuck about Superman? Didn't he lose to Batman? Shipping is free in the U.S. and Canada, and you can save up to $8 per pair with MeUndies subscription plan. Get the subscription or a single pair. Get 20% off your first order when you go to MeUndies.com/Burr. That's MeUndies.com/Burr for 20% off your first order. And then here we go, the final one, LegalZoom. 5 things you can count on when using LegalZoom for your business. Number 1, more than 1 million people have already trusted LegalZoom to help start their business. Incorporations, LLCs, nonprofits, DBAs, whatever the fuck those are, and more. Use LegalZoom to get started the right way. Number 2, the deuce. Experience. You can put on LegalZoom for all the. You can count on LegalZoom for all the details they've helped. They've been helping all types of businesses owners for over 15 years. Number 3, número 3. Helpful support. They have the right people standing by, ready to help you with your questions, all based in the United States. Ooh, shots fired, India. Number 4, número 4. Legal advice. LegalZoom isn't a law firm, so they built a network of independent attorneys available in 48 states. You get answers to your legal questions, and they can review supplier contracts, employment laws, and help with most of the day-to-day situations that pop up. And finally, letter D. A, B, C, D, O, E. That's the 5th one. 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. You know, I learned how to count to 10 in Spanish watching boxing, right? 1, 2. When someone get knocked down, they always go, ocho! Like, you going to get the fuck up or what? Call to action. Make the smart choice for your business at LegalZoom.com today, and don't forget to enter Burr at checkout to save even more. LegalZoom.com. All right, that's it. Back to the podcast, you sons of bitches.
let's get to some questions here for this week. Look what's back. Sciatica. 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 Speaking of which, how great a song is Top Jimmy? I fucking love that song. All right, sciatica. Hey, Bill, love your podcasts. I wanted to tell you about my sister's cure for sciatica live at the Worcester Central. The Providence Civic Center. One night only sciatica. My ass fucking hurts. She suffered from sciatica for years. For years. Her doctor recommended she see a podiatrist. That's a foot doctor for all you civilians out there. Who filmed her from behind. What a fucking creep. As she walked on a treadmill. Yeah, wear these yoga pants. By the way, I don't understand why guys are fucking so obsessed with yoga pants. I've never been at yoga pants. I like just, you know what? I took too many yoga classes. I just know what the room smells like, and I just feel like that's what your clam smells like when you wear those. And I know that's immature. I'm sorry. He immediately saw her right foot was rolling out as she walked. He said this was causing her problems with sciatica, and he made custom orthotic shoes inserts that she wears most of the time. She said this worked immediately to completely eliminate her pain from sciatica. She said after you start wearing the orthotics, you should visit a chiropractor to get everything back in alignment, and you're good to go. Give it a try and go fuck yourself. Thank you so much for that. I don't think I have that issue, but I got the name of a good chiropractor. And you know what? God damn it. When I'm uploading this podcast, I'm actually going to go see a doctor. Because somebody sent me this thing on Twitter. Bill, go see a doctor. Jesus, did we learn nothing from so-and-so? And it was somebody who was on Letterman who had a shortness of breath, and he kept blowing it off. He kept talking to people who weren't doctors, and they're like, I'm sure you're fine, I'm sure you're fine. Then he found out it was fucking lung cancer. Obviously, that's not what I'm looking at here. All right. So I will definitely go. Thank you for that. All right. Number 2, Deuce. Where will Caitlin take a shit this week? Number 2, hi, Bill. I was a wall and floor tiler for 27 years, and my go-to for any lower back pain was a gel ice pack and lying on a hard floor. The gel pack molds to the area that is sore, and the hard floor keeps your spine flat. Lie on your back on the floor with your knees bent. Put the ice. Now, what does that mean? They bend and then lift them up, or just have your feet on the floor? You put your foot down on the 2, you jump up on the 1. Sorry, I'm thinking about Prince now. All right. Then move the ice pack and then try. Wait. I missed the whole fucking thing. Lie on your back. You know what it is? He wrote a bunch of words that are all like the same. I have some sort of fucking dyslexia because he has lie like a bunch of times and feet. Lie on your back on the floor with your knees bent. Put the ice pack at the spot giving you trouble. Leave it there. I know why. He didn't have any punctuation. Leave it there for 15 minutes. You can watch TV doing this. Then move the ice pack and then try to feel like you are pressing your spine into the floor. Continue with the treatment once or twice a day until you feel better. I hope this works for you. I loved Efforts for Family. It reminded me of my childhood, and I'm a 57-year-old Australian male. Love the specials and the podcast. Hope you get better soon. Well, that's good to know. So you're 10 years older than me. Well, that should work because we kind of aged Bill a little bit older than I was in 1973 or 74. He's about 11 years old, which would mean he would have been born in 62. So that's right in your wheelhouse, right? You would probably be born in 58, 59? Yeah, Bill, that's how the math works out. All right, cool. Okay, Australian mail. Well, thank you so much for watching, and please tell more people down there in Australia, if you can, to check it out. I actually heard a lot of times people say to put heat on your back. Ice, I guess, is better because if you have any sort of inflammation in the nerve or something like that. I don't know. I've been using Aleve and doing these stretches. I feel much better, and I haven't been sitting down at all. I've actually been squatting like a Vietnamese gambler. And I don't know. That's been working for me in these stretches. I still haven't quite gotten it better, but I'm going to go to a chiropractor and get adjusted. Oh, Jesus. And I also need glasses. Finally giving into that because my, every 2 years when you're of my advanced age, you got to go get a physical. I want to get physical. Let me fucking I got my pilot's license, so you got to if you're a younger fella, or lady, every 5 years you got to renew your medical. You got to get it updated. So with me, it's every 2 fucking years, and I barely made it through. And I'm literally like, what the fuck am I doing here? I don't want to wear glasses. I just don't want to have another fucking thing that I have to deal with. And I also have this paranoia that all glasses do is make your fucking eyes worse. Kind of like, chapstick. It just dries out your lips even more. That's like the big urban myth. And then you get addicted to it. Then you got to use it, Whenever I have dry ass lips, I just use a little Vaseline. Works like a fucking charm. And then I just start pounding waters. And then you're fine. You're fucking fine. That fucking chapstick and all that shit, I don't like it. I don't like it. It makes me have weird dreams, Get that chemical in there. It seeps right into your fucking face and it goes right to your brain. And next thing you know, you're just running around with an axe in your dreams. You ever have a dream like that? For some reason you're screaming, answer me. I'm just making this shit up, people. I don't know what the fuck you want from me. Usually the advertising takes up a little bit of time, and I don't have any. 4:48, another 12 minutes, and then the game starts. Oh, and I got another 15 minutes here. Fuck. Well, thank God for TiVo, right? All right, grass killing neighbor. All right, fantasy revenge advice. Hello, Billiam. I'm a 23-year-old male. I live with my parents in the country that even Australia makes fun. Oh, wow, that even Australia makes fun of. 2 from Australians here. New Zealand. Oh, Jesus. I live with my parents in a country that even Australia makes fun of. New Zealand. I thought you meant a part of a country. I can't read people. I love F's is for Family and can't wait for season 2. Thank you so much. Please tell more people in New Zealand about it if you haven't already. If you got the time. I'm not trying to put you out. If you don't want to be that douche, don't be the douche. But if you do, I'd appreciate it. All right. So here we go. Fantasy revenge advice. Some time ago, my father was using a lawn trimmer on the right side of the front yard, which is only a few feet from our neighbor's driveway. While trimming the edges, a small rock in the grass shot out and hit our neighbor's parked car in the driveway. Our neighbor was already at the front of his house and either saw or heard the bang and started yelling at my dad, who was apologetic. The rock put a small dent in the car, which was hard to see even close up. When I was told what happened, by my dad, I was a little pissed that he yelled, but I knew he had a right to be upset, and although it was an accident, my dad would happily pay for the damages because he knew he was at fault. Our neighbor didn't talk to us again about a bill or anything, so we quickly forgot about it and moved on. A few weeks later, I was at the front of our house, and I saw that the right side of our lawn was completely dead, a foot inwards. I realized this fucking cunt had poisoned the area of the grass that would usually be cut using the edge trimmer. Wow. This guy's got major communication issues. So this incident would never happen again, despite my dad telling him that he would only mow the lawn when the driveway was empty in the future. I asked my dad if he knew anything, and he told me he had known for a few days but didn't want to make a big deal about it. My dad is a very easygoing guy who doesn't get bothered much. Myself, on the other hand, spent the next few nights fantasizing about revenge. Oh, it looks like you take after your mother. All right, your dad's easygoing. He married a fucking hot-blooded woman, and she calmed her down, right? And then you got her fucking DNA. All right, I like where this is going so far, even though I'm not a big revenge guy. Your dad's easygoing. It's his house. Already my gut's saying your dad's easygoing. It's his fucking house. Don't do anything to disrupt it. He said, I thought about doing the exact same thing to his lawn, but spelling out the words coward. Oh, my God, that's fucking hilarious. I thought about pulling out all of his plants and dumping it on his car to send a message. It's been a few months and I still get pissed off when I think about it, but I decided not to stoop to his level and pull off a bitch move like that. The only option would be to confront him, but there is no scenario in which that would end well. Why not? Why not? Why can't you just, next time you see him, just say, like, dude, I got to tell you something. I haven't been on this planet for a long time, so maybe I need to see more bitchy behavior, but that's the biggest pussy bitch fucking, don't do that. It's going to, I don't know. I would just say, hey, do you have any idea why this part of the lawn died? Isn't that amazing? And I would do that to him every fucking time. Just do something to drive him nuts. Anyways, because I've decided to do nothing and moved on, but it's been about a year and I'm still thinking about it. What would you have done? Am I justified to be this pissed, and how the fuck do I stop myself from letting it get me in such a bad mood every time I walk past our front lawn and see the dead strip of lawn? Thanks for listening, Bill. Come back to New Zealand. Your lawn is still dead? Look, I'm not big on revenge, but the great thing that you have right now is you've waited a year. So if you were to do anything, obviously don't bring any physical harm to the person. He does seem to love that car. It's just, why would you do it? Why don't you guys just replant the fucking grass? That's what I would do. I would replant the grass. This is what you do. Replant the grass and get all excited. And then without him knowing, what you do is you set up a fucking video camera. All right? And you just videotape and you try to catch him doing it. That's the best way to do it, right? And then he has to fucking pay for it and then pay for the previous thing. The previous time he poisoned it. Like, that's what I would do. You know what I mean? There's obvious things that you could do. You could go to a fucking AutoZone and buy one of those little catch trays that captures oil, you know? And then in the night you could undo his fucking... let all the oil out of his car, unscrew the thing on the oil pan, and you screw it back up, and then he seizes the engine on his car. You can go that route. You know, there's no oil in the fucking car. The key is what you have to do is, he would still figure it out. See, he can't do this. Is all bitchy fucking moves. You know what I mean? You got to have a face-to-face thing. Or what I would do is I would just replant the grass, and I would set up a fucking video camera. And maybe you just say that. Just say, hey, just so you know, if you plan on poisoning our grass, because I know you're not a man, and you would never say anything to my dad or myself's face, you know, just so you know, I got there's security. You're going to be on video, and we're going to catch you doing it, okay? All right, it costs us a lot of money, and oh my God, what in a perfect world, couldn't you just go over and just fucking, he just answers the door, and you go, huh? And you just boot him right in the nuts. Huh? And then you just take a strip of the dead grass and you just start fucking beating his back with it. That's what the fuck you want to do. You know what? I actually want to do that right now. But you know what? You can't do it. You know what? Fuck him. He did it to you. He did it to you. Oh, dude, you know something? I think what you came up with is the best. Why don't you just write coward? Nah, because then he's going to do something else to your dad's house. Oh, this guy's a cunt. You know what? He doesn't have the balls to confront your dad. So what I think you do, do the little coward thing and then set up video cameras and catch him doing something else. But then you've done something to him. See, it's just awful. It's just this bitchy tit for fucking tat thing. I don't know what you have to do, but I feel like something has to be said at least. I know what you do. This is what you do. You go down to a fucking ladies' shoe store. All right? And you buy a cheap pair of fucking women's shoes. And next time you wrap it up like a present and you just give it to them. And there's a card in there and everything. And then this is what you do. You do that. You just humiliate the guy. And you just open it up and just say, hey, sweetheart. Just want to, you just write from your heart about what a fucking bitch he is. And this is what you do. Don't curse in it at all. Write it really nice and lovely. But you, in that, without ever cursing, just let him know what an absolute fucking pussy he is for doing that. There you go. Oh, I think that, you know what? I think that's a winner. You know what? I might have to outsource this to my listeners if you guys have better ideas on what to do. There, nobody gets hurt. You made your point. It's fucking hilarious. And that's a funny, you tell people that this guy did it and they go, so what'd you do? You tell them I went to a lady's shoe store and I bought him a pair of pumps. And then you get to laugh. And every time you see him, just wave and just start calling him sweetheart. Give him a pet name. Maybe you give him a woman's name, like Diane or something. Just, hey, Diane, how'd you like the shoes? And just every fucking day, you can just do that forever. I don't know. It made me feel better about the situation. Maybe you can do that. Who the fuck knows? Anyways, good luck with that. But don't do any physical harm or real property damage. That's the brilliance. I must have said genius. Pat myself on the back there. Sorry about that. That's what I like about the last plan, is that you're not hurting him. You write it eloquently. You're not cursing. There's nothing he can really do. You just bought him a gift that you give a woman. It's perfect. I'd send him some candy on Valentine's Day. Just torture the guy. But you just keep giving him gifts. I don't know what else. Get him some flats. I don't know. Just a bunch of shit like that. I don't know. Who the fuck knows? Maybe you just do it once and then that's it. And then what you do, and then right after that, you replant the grass. And then you just let him know that you know that he did it. And he's going to be too much of a bitch to try to do it again. And then you can tell your dad years later don't tell your dad that you did it. And then years later, you tell him that you did it when you're having a pint. You guys can fucking laugh your balls off. All right, work argument. Hey, Bill, I work with some real morons. I'm in sales, so everyone is a hot-headed tool. Really? I thought you guys were, funny. It always seemed like the salesmen were always breaking balls and being funny. They all think they're living in a sales movie. Oh, okay. Too many Glenn Rosses. All right. We have set accounts and nothing about our job requires us to generate new business from cold leads. But that doesn't stop these tools. So the other day, they're bitching about Saturday Night Live and how it's not funny anymore. That's not really a big deal. People always bitch about SNL, even when it's good. That didn't bother me. But then they all started saying how they'd be funnier on the show. Oh, Jesus, here we go. This is like me watching... No, I guess it's not like that. All right, let's continue. I was going to say, it's like me watching UFC being like, dude, you know what I would have done? So this is when I chimed in and told them that it's harder than it looks and that they did have a shot. What? And that they did have a shot. That if. You left out a word there. Said it's harder than it looks, and if they did have a shot, having no stage presence or experience, they would end up freezing up. Then they'd be the guy who froze up, whose face was everywhere. I made the point to them that if they were offered a spot on SNL, they'd be better to turn it down. They'd have a happier life if they said no to SNL. Jesus. Do you agree with this? And if you were offered SNL, would you take it? Do I think that the people on SNL are funnier than a salesman? Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. Do I think that they would freeze up? No, not necessarily. They would probably, maybe a few would freeze up. Others would get dry mouth and still plow through it. Others would ham it up. Who knows? I don't know. If they offered me SNL, I would know that they were in a lot of trouble. I'm a 48-year-old man next month. I think that they like to try to get young talent, and I think that window has closed. Having said that, I got nothing but respect. It seems like just trying to write a fucking cartoon where we got all the fucking time in the world to do this shit, where they have to come out with a brand new, 90 minutes minus fucking commercials. What's that, 90 minus 24 to get technical, 8 minutes every half hour. That's 66 minutes a week. Fuck you. There's no way. I've heard nothing but that's an absolute... It takes a special personality to be able to do, to handle that. And I would actually be worried about what it would do to my stand-up career, having that level of a commitment. Which is why I prefer to do a role in a movie where it's just sort of like, okay, we got you from here to here. So it's a finite thing, where that SNL shit is just like, I don't know when they start or when they stop, but it just seems to be, it's a hell of a commitment. But, yeah, so there you go. Did I answer your question? If you get offered SNL, who says fucking no to that? I don't know. I don't know if I could, I don't know. Why am I fucking stressing over this? It's not happening. But anyways, thank you for sticking up for everybody on SNL. I appreciate that. All right. Okay, here's the last one. From a lady. From a fucking lady. Woman proposing. Yo, baby cakes, Billy Burr. Just curious, what are your thoughts? Just curious what your thoughts are. Sorry, everybody, I'm bad at this. Just curious what your thoughts are on women proposing. Love you. Thanks for advocating for pit bulls. Hope to see you soon. Please don't use my name. Well, they never show me a name. I think that's a bad move on the woman's part. I think you guys, generally speaking, are more gung-ho to get married than guys are. And if you propose to a guy and he's too much of a pussy to say no, and then you end up marrying the wrong person. I think as a woman, you should wait for the fucking guy. I think there's a reason why the guy asks. It's because we don't want to do it. So if we are actually asking, then you know you're with the... most of them end up in divorce. You know what? I don't know. I don't know. That could maybe be kind of cool. There's something cute about it. I can tell you that. Not talking down to you, but I used to always fake propose to Nia. I used to always go, Nia, I'm proposing to you right now. And she would always be laughing, knowing I was fucking around. And I would always go, I propose that we break up. It was this silly joke, and it used to always make her fucking laugh. I don't know. She was real cute during that time when she, wanted me to ask. And, I don't know. My wife's fucking adorable, so, what am I going to do? Took a special kind of fucking woman to trick me into doing this. She didn't trick me. Anyways, that's the podcast for this week. I don't know if I have any advertising left anymore, but who gives a fuck? I never did it for that anyways, right? I'll go out and go dance for my supper tonight. I don't need your advertising whore money. Although I loved it. Oh, I loved that advertising whore money. Maybe I still have it. Who knows? That's the podcast. Once again, I will try to take some video this week. I actually made a couple ones, but I made one for Verzi and I made one for fucking Dean Del Rey. So it's got their name on it. When I say, maybe I'll just post those fucking things. I don't have to fucking move my truck out again, do I? Anyways, that's it. That's the podcast for this week. Thanks for listening. Go fuck yourselves, and I'll check in on you on Thursday. Let's go Blues!